Hey ho, my name is Joe and today we're talking a TBR. Hello there, my name is Joanna. I refer to myself here as Joe rather than this wonderful booktube community because if you are new or returning, I am your typical coffee-loving book addict who will always give a book a chance at least once. So I ask that you please leave a recommendation down below if there is any book that you think that I would like. So let's go ahead and just talk a little bit in this video. This is honestly the first time that... Please excuse the hammering in this video. Somebody decided to be a good day to do some yard work. I have recorded a video since the whole thing went down in, what was it, Missouri? Minnesota? I don't know. We have this whole Black Lives movement going on, the Black Lives Matter movement, and because a person of color was killed by a police officer, and you guys know what's going on. And so this is the first time I've done a video since that happened, and to be quite honest with you, the best way I can word it is it really sucks that it happened, and I will honestly stand by the fact that all lives matter, no matter where we go in life. All lives matter. Black lives matter. Purple, green, yellow, orange, whatever. All lives matter to me, and it's not that I don't care, it's just that I honestly feel like the riots and things like that, that's what's pointless to me. I don't understand the riots. I don't understand why people are rioting. Honestly, I'm going to stay right here in my own little bubble, in my own little world, my little neck of the woods, whatever you want to call it, and just leave the rioting to other people, leaving everything else to other people, because yes, I care, but I also don't care at the same time. And I hope I'm not coming across as a heartless bitch, but that's how I feel about it. So, with that being said, I'm going to jump into this TBR video. So, first things first, I don't know about anybody else, but I have had the most worst reading year I think I have ever had in my entire life. Confession time, I've only read 14 books this year. Like, what? I read a lot, and I've only read 14 books this year. Like, what the hell? I have set out these TBRs, but life has gotten in the way. I haven't had the time to sit down and read. It's just crazy, and life is about to get a little bit more crazier because we are going to be redoing our bathroom. This bookshelf is actually going to be getting moved at some point soon here. I'm really excited. We're actually working on the spare bedroom. Life is just getting so crazy. So, with that being said, and 14 books read this year, I don't know if I'm going to have a large TBR, but I'm going to set this TBR, let's see, we're going into July, so let's do July, August, and September. So we're going to do a 3-month TBR, just because I don't read as much as I want to throughout the month, and I don't want to have too many books on my list right now. So we're going to do like a nice large TBR for 3 months. So here we go. If you guys hear a weird whirling, I've got a fan going because it is so freaking hot in here that I'm like pouring with sweat. So, and my cats are fighting again. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the books that I would like to get to in the next 3 months. giant stack behind me. We're going to go ahead and go through these. Alright, starting from the top, working our way down, and I feel like I'm probably going bigger to larger books, so we'll see. So the first one that I would like to try to get to is Evermore by Alyson Noel. I have talked about this series a couple of times. This actually follows a girl named Evermore, or they call her Ever, and she gets into a car accident with her parents, ended up going to California, changing her whole life, going to California, living with her aunt, and she meets this boy who tells her that she's special. Honestly, it kind of has the same idea, same concept as Twilight, but it deals with immortals, not vampires, and yeah. There's actually a lot more to this series than Twilight is. There's like 5 books to the series. There's actually 5 or 6, and when I first read this series, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I have been on an Alyson Noel kick lately, and I just kind of want to get back into this series and back through the books that I currently own so I can purchase the next book into the series, because I never actually purchased the final book to it. So I don't know how it ends. I don't remember what happens in any of the other books. I just know about this one, and I just remember about this one. Absolutely love this one, and tulips have a lot to do with the story. I'm not going to go into detail on that, but tulips have a lot to do with the story and whatnot. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to dive back into this. Alright, this next book I feel like is appropriate for the times, and it's very appropriate for what's going on in the world. As I've said before, I'm staying in my own little personal bubble, and I'm showing support. I feel like I'm showing support by reading this. I feel like there's not really much I can do and whatnot, but I will leave links down below on how you guys can help and whatnot. But I feel like this would be a good way to help show my support a little bit. And this is one of those ones that Edward read in high school, and I bought it for him a few years ago, and I've actually never personally read it, and I would like to. So that's why it's on this list. And that is Native Son by Richard Wright. This follows a guy named Bigger, and not an actual name. Fun fact about that, he wanted to use the N-word, but the publisher said he needs to change it to Bigger instead of the N-word. And basically, in this one, you have Bigger, what's his name? Bigger Thomas had been headed to jail for assault and petty larceny by chance, murder, and rape. And then this book tells a story about that journey. But this book basically tells the story of a young black man who was caught in a downward spiral after he kills a white woman in a brief moment of panic, which is also set in Chicago in 1930s. So kind of fun, kind of up there on my alley, and I'm very, very excited to dive into this. And I don't know, it's been skeptical. I've been skeptical, and just a random receipt in here. But I don't know. I think I could definitely get through it, and I think it might be hard, but I think it would be a good book to read right now with everything that's going on. So, alright, and this next one was actually one that I picked up at a local Dollar General. If you guys have a Dollar General in your area and you haven't checked out the book section, you really should. There's actually 2 books on this list that I got at Dollar General, and I'm very, very excited. So the first one is 30 Days of Sun by Deborah Lawrenson. Now, this one definitely kind of feels like it's a middle grade, and it's got this awful deckled edges, but I honestly am very excited for this. It is, well, the main character's name is Joanna, go figure, but they're basically traveling. I guess is the best I could get out of it, and I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. She basically she seemed really like a travel around the world, and I don't know, that's what I'm getting from it. It doesn't give a much good of a description. I will leave a link to this down below on Goodreads. There's a better description there. But yeah, I am very, very excited. There's a lot of good praises on here. Like, Lawrence has a gift for bringing senses to life. When she writes, you can open an envelope and find it contained no words at all. Just a handful of lavender with ribbon, dried grapefruit skin, and sprinkling of vanilla seed. You wish the pages were scratch and sniff. So just maybe like a lot of descriptions in here should be a lot of fun. And I'm actually quite excited. And if I like this one, I might pick up a few more of the other books too. Or some for her other books. Alright, and next we have a book that I received for my birthday, which I was so happy to get, because it's a book that I've been wanting for a very long time, and I feel like my brother and my sister-in-law know me pretty much too well. And it's honestly, this is an author that my sister-in-law and I share. Ever since she introduced me to her, I've been obsessed. I've pretty much read any book that I can get my hands on. So that is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. I read Gone Girl from this author and absolutely fell in love with it. I read Sharp Objects. Not a huge fan of it, but it was great. This one, I'm so excited for. It is just about murder and sacrificing and just dark places, I guess you could say. So I am very, very excited to dive into this. I am so happy I actually own a copy of it. My sister-in-law is actually borrowing Sharp Objects right now, and I don't know if she's actually read it yet, but she said that she has read Dark Places and she absolutely loved it. So I'm really excited to read this, that way so I can finally talk to her about it. Next we have a book that you guys actually saw in a recent haul video. It was like a haul unboxing video. You guys probably remember this book, and that is Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. You guys all know me. If it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, I am 100% all over it. That's all I need to know about a book that says it's a Beauty Beast retelling. You tell me that, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to read it. That's just the way it is. But anyway, so this is kind of like a modern day Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's also still set in kind of like the Royale type situation, like the royals and modern day royals basically is kind of what it's set as. And yeah, I'm excited. All I need to know is a Beauty Beast retelling. That's what made me purchase it, to be quite honest. So I'm going into it blind because I already have Beauty and the Beast in my head. It is lodged into my brain because I saw it so much. So that's the mindset I'm going to have going into this. So we shall see where it goes. Next we have a book that I have read before. You know, I've actually read like 3 or 4 times before, but I absolutely love it. And that is basically, I want to get through the whole entire series again, just because I loved the series growing up. Well, it was actually not really growing up. It was more or less, it kind of came out when I was just becoming an adult, and I was just getting back into reading again and whatnot, and I just kind of wanted something to read at that point, but then I didn't realize I was going to fall in love with this series as much as I have, and I'm very, very excited to basically just dive back into this world because I absolutely love the world. And that book is Marked by PC Cast and Kirstin Cast, House of Night, and this is a whole entire series. I've got the whole entire series, and well, almost. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3 books. But anyway, I wanted to get through the books again that way, so it's the same thing as the Immortal series, where I just want to get through the books that I have and then purchase a lot, like the final finales, because I don't have those 2 finales, and I don't have this finale, and here we are. So it is on this list that way so I can get down through the books and we'll go from there. Alright, and this next one is actually another Dollar General find. This is the second book that I was telling you about with the Dollar General find. I saw this book on the shelf. Every time I went in there, I was seeing it and seeing it and seeing it. And it was just staring at me. I did a lot of research on it, and it sounded really interesting. It's actually got 4 out of 5 stars, so I was like, okay. Oh, excuse me. I was like, okay. I feel like, okay, this might be a good book. It might be a good read. And that is Invincible Summer by Alice Adams. And so this follows 4 friends, and it goes across a span of 20 years. So you're following them, I think, it's from graduation? No. Okay, so you're following them through college, and then it's like the 20 years after they graduate college. So you're following these 4 friends and whatnot for the next 20 years. And I thought this would kind of be perfect right now in my life, because I've been out of college now for about 15 years. 15 years? Yeah, it's about 15 years, so we're almost there to 20 years. And I just thought, hey, why not? Why not? Let's have some fun with a book. And plus, you know, I actually got this at a great bargain. I was very, very impressed. And to be quite honest with you, I got this for $3. So if you guys are near Dollar General, definitely check out the book section. It just, at least in my local store, it's a very, very small section. It's like what they call an end cap, but it's worth it. It's worth to dig down through them and find them. If you see something interesting, and a lot of the time when I'm at a Dollar General, I actually judge a book by its cover, because if it looks interesting enough, I'll purchase it. Blech. If it looks interesting enough, I will actually purchase it, and we'll go from there and whatnot, because it is a wonderful thing. Like, just $3. I think the most expensive one is like $5. Either way, I've actually found some pretty decent books at Dollar General. Not gonna lie. And I think this will be adding to that collection. Maybe a video will be coming at some point with Dollar General finds. Not sure, but stay tuned on my channel for that, maybe. Right, so the next 2 books that I have are chunkers, I guess I could say. So these are the biggest books on this list. And this next one is part of a series that I started last year. If you guys have been following me since last year, you know this. No, actually, no, this one's not that. Okay, anyway, so this is by the same author of a series that I started last year, and that is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This is her first adult book, and I am so excited. I'm not going to go into detail on this because everybody under the sun freaking talks about this book, but I am so excited to dive into this because just of the details that were in Throne of Glass series, you can only imagine what's in here. I gave Edward to the end of June to get this read, and he hasn't read it yet. So guess what I'm doing? I am going to read this book, like, before he does. Sorry, Edward. Alright, and the last book that is on this list is also a Sarah J. Maas book. I started this series last year, never actually finished it, and we're picking it right back up with Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 4th book. This is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, if you don't count the Assassin's Blade. And this picks up right back up where the Heir of Fire ended, and I am very excited to dive in. I'm just waiting to find the right moment to dive into this. But either way, I am not going to go into great detail about this one because everybody under the sun talks about it, and I don't want to give any spoilers away either, so yeah. Alright, so that is all the books that I would like to try to get to by the end of September. So, will I do reading vlogs? Maybe, possibly, who knows? But either way, I definitely want you guys to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any random content by me, because I am weird, quirky, random, and sometimes, every once in a while, I post videos at random, but I've been getting better at it, slowly. I want to try to do videos at least maybe once a week from here on out, I'm still getting used to the whole editing thing. I'm still not quite comfortable on camera, to be quite honest with you. So, I'm weird, kooky, and random. And so, that's just who I am. I'm sorry. Deal with it, basically. But if you enjoyed this video, I would like you guys to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss any content by me. Also, check out all my links down below, because if I'm not recording a video, not working, not reading, I'm probably on social media, because I like social media a lot. So, thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers to a good month. Bye.